Hey, what's up? We're gonna do a reading. We're gonna use our Divine Feminine deck. I'm inspired by other white women who are now using their Karen privileges for the movement. I've seen a few on TikTok talking about this, and white women are mobilizing. After what happened in Massachusetts with the ice raids, they're like, okay, we need to put our lives, our bodies, not their lives, they know they're not gonna get killed, on the line. I just saw probably a Gen X to early boomer woman talking about telling other white women, hey, it's okay if you get hit. You'll be stunned for a minute, but you just do it, you know? And I put in the comments, Karen's for the cause. So I'm inspired by that, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about as we pull these cards. If you are a white woman thinking about what you can do, you have the most privilege behind white men in this society. And it's time to stop being silent, thinking, summarizing, and rationalizing, and it's time to put your money where your mouth is, your body on the line, which I've been talking about for a long time. I've had moments of this within frontline work. It is difficult. It is a lot. But again, I never got arrested doing that work. My body got exhausted, and putting yourself in between the bodies of resistance. And the thing is if these are white supremacists, when they see white women on the front lines, they're going to see their moms, they're going to see their sisters, they're going to see a reflection of you because of the dehumanization against POC, people of color. When these people are, just carrying out their orders, it's going to make them take a step back. There was a video of a police line and a Middle Eastern woman shouting the names on their badges and saying, put some respect on your fucking Alis and your Muhammads, and you shouldn't be in that uniform. And one of the police officers, one of the pigs, was shaken. He knew, and there was someone else within the lineup that came and switched him out, because he was on the front line right up with the protesters or against the protesters. But that's the kind of shit that's gonna get him, because he saw in that woman saying those things, he saw his sister, he saw his mother, he saw his aunties, and it made him, think and know. It made him reflect on what he was doing. Like, why am I on this side of things? And that's where we're at. We're at this ancestral, I don't think it's, it already timed out of my stories. I was gonna show you, that's what I was looking for. So this is a line or a reading for those of us who want to harness whatever systemic privileges we have, regardless of where it is. I think as a collective, as a whole, here in the United States, it's becoming more abundantly clear the hierarchy, the ways in which we can harness that privilege. And oh, did you want to look up there? I'm sorry. Pootie just looked at me with the audacity. Oh my god. In all of history, it's never the good guys banning books, okay? So we've got catwalks, confidence, charisma, and ego. Now's the time again to harness all of that into making things right, okay? We have thinker, enlightenment, education, and profits. Be open to always learning. Be open to learning about other people's experiences, even if it's not your own. Especially as we see this system come down so hard on education. Education as a whole is not more important than human connection and empathy and compassion and understanding. When someone shares an experience, to be able to hold their truth, I think that's more important than the indoctrination of education, is the way that we hold space for each other, acknowledge each other, validate each other's experiences, even when they're not our own, okay? This is how we get to this space of justice. You're not doing that. Mirror, self-reflection, awareness, and clarification. Again, understanding when we've been in the wrong, especially if you are someone with privilege. Yes, you have been in the wrong at some point, because it's been passed down on you and other reasons, okay? Labs, innovation, experimentation, and research. Learn about what's happened in the past. Learn about the ways in which people have fought against this, here in the United States during civil rights, and also in other countries when it's been an issue, okay? Kite, dreams, freedom, and chase. The chase. Not excluding people from the way that you want to feel either. Understanding that this American dream that everyone talks about is a common desire for everyone, not just one group of people, right? Everyone wants to be able to have affordable housing, a good future for their kids, access to resources and education, and, job equality, okay? Things like that. Red rose, toughness, beauty, perseverance. Really utilizing this thorn, okay? Understanding that you've got a bitch stick and there's a time to pull it out. And against fascists is the time, okay? Flames, passion, power, and enthusiasm. Get together with your girls, right? Get the other women around you. Start having these conversations. Start mobilizing for this stuff. Start documenting. Again, look to people of color and oppressed folks who have been doing this work historically and, more recently, because we are always continuing the struggle. And last but not least, this is how we're going to balance the scales of equality, justice, and rights. Okay? Blind people right now know that what's going on. You don't have to see this shit to believe it, is my point. I'm not trying to make it, but we are seeing it, okay? We know what's happening, and there's this time right here, right now. So if you are a fellow white woman, congratulations for being here. There's also this really cool conversation right now about how redheads are the black people of white people. And I really appreciate that. And I commented on something like that too, because I've always had very blonde, like strawberry blonde hair, but it's gotten a lot redder in the past few years. And so I was like, the more radical I've gotten, the redder my hair has gotten. So shit like that. So like, be open to having these conversations, acknowledge your whiteness, acknowledge what comes with that, and figure out how within your own conscience, you can harness that for the greater good, because it's now or never. All right, we can't let this win. Oh, that was a sign from the universe. Okay, I'm gonna end it here. Have a good one.